Welcome to The Cauldron, a podcast hosted by Ed Bolden-Greer, the creator of Ravens Vail. In each episode, Ed will have free-flowing conversations about horror, life, culture, and personal growth. Expect to hear from storytellers, authors, horror experts, life gurus, thought leaders, and influencers. The Cauldron is a place where concoctions of a lot of ideas are brewed down to potions that are sometimes important and useful, sometimes eccentric and bizarre, but always just what you need. The Cauldron Podcast may contain explicit language and thematic elements not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, welcome to the Ravens Vail Cauldron Podcast Halloween special. For the next 2 days, we're diving into the eerie and the unknown with ghostly tales, haunted stories, and creepy folklore. We're celebrating Halloween in true Ravens Vail style, and trust me, we've got a cauldron bubbling over with frights and delights just for you. I'm your host, Ed Bolden-Greer, and joining me is my ever-terrified yet always insightful co-host, Jacob Garner, a.k.a. Frady Cat.
Hello, everyone. Greetings, dear ghouls and specters. Welcome to today's episode where we plunge into the world of Halloween pranks and explore the most terrifying haunted attractions we've encountered. From mischievous tricks to spine-tingling haunted experiences. So put on your favorite costume, pour yourself a spooky potion, dim the lights, and join us for this hair-raising journey through the magic and mayhem of Halloween. Let the haunting begin.
Well, hey there, Jacob. How you doing, man?
I just had the biggest burp right before you asked me that question.
Burp.
Yeah, doing really good. Unlike the recording for the other Halloween special episodes we've been doing so far, we're actually here at a time and on a day where we would normally record them, so that's nice.
So we're just recording our weekly episode.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It's a Halloween special, man.
Oh, yeah. And dude, well, how many days are we out from Halloween?
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm exhausted.
I know. With everything else we've been doing this month, I just feel like you and I just need to go take a vacation for the entire month of November.
Well, we will be. We only have 2 more episodes of this season after the Halloween special.
I don't mean that. I mean, let's go to Cancun or something.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I'm just saying we have 2 more regular episodes after the Halloween series. And then we don't come back till after the first of the year.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I got to say, though, that now that we're back on like our regular schedule, what an excellent meal to get us back on track. Dude,
yeah.
I love Sergeant Pepperonis.
Me too. Their World's Fair sandwich.
God.
With the barbecue chips.
So damn good.
So damn good.
I mean, I can't even eat the whole thing. So I've got the other half, and it's just like beckoning to me like a siren on the rocks. And they also normally they put it on like a wheat bread, but they put it on like this garlic ciabatta instead. Bro.
Well, they put yours on that. I think that's because you got tomatoes on yours. I had it on the regular bread, and it was just as good as it always is.
Dude, I'm telling you, I might just get it this way from now on, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because normally when I order it for us, I always just order both with no tomatoes because I don't want them to mess it up. They never have, but I don't want them to accidentally give you a tomato. And I feel like it would be like so disrespectful to eat Sergeant Pepperonis in front of you and you not be able to eat it. But man, I love it with tomato.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Dude, also, what the hell? Did you leave the AC on overnight?
Did I leave the AC on?
I
you were the one messing with it last night.
I don't remember. Dude, it is freaking
so
freezing
cold
in here. I have a hoodie on, and I've got these like thick wool socks right now. And I thought it was going to be too warm once we got in here, but dude, great call by me.
I just have this flannel.
Flimsy little
freezing to death.
So yeah,
it's like a popsicle.
Nick's gonna have to edit out the chattering of your teeth this entire time.
Hey Jacob.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you gonna carve any jack-o'-lanterns this year, or maybe you already have?
Yeah, actually, me and the boys went to a pumpkin patch, and like picking the right pumpkin for a jack-o'-lantern kind of feels like that scene in Harry Potter where you got to like pick your wand or something. I like walk around and just really observe it. Although I have
You
to
touch all of them.
Oh yeah, dude. I got to make sure that it's going to withstand whatever. It's like an artist picking out a chunk of marble, Ed. I have to be very picky. Honestly, you know what the Halloween equivalent Wait till you see them. I'll show you some pictures. I'll show you some pictures of my jack-o'-lanterns.
I've seen some, not pictures of your jack-o'-lanterns, but I've seen what some people do to jack-o'-lanterns, and that's all I could think of.
Oh my God. Dude, I'm telling you, the Halloween equivalent of finding out that Santa wasn't real for me was I was at a pumpkin patch in Cokeville, Tennessee, like 10 years ago or something like that. And we had gone out to a corn maze and had a pumpkin patch joining next to it. And I don't know why I thought this, but it just made sense that the pumpkins that were on the ground were grown there. And then the vines just withered away, so you could just pick them up, right? It wasn't until, like, again, we were like the last people there, the workers started to drive around a pickup truck with a flat bed on it, and they were just, grabbing the pumpkins and setting them on the ground. They had bought them or grown them at some other point, and they were just putting them out there. I don't know why that blew my mind. I was like, oh, man, that kind of ruins it.
It does.
I had no idea that they did that.
Well, as you know, we didn't do jack-o'-lanterns last year, but we're going to do them this year. We have all the lighted jack-o'-lanterns that we purchased and set around for decoration, but this year we're going back to having a real pumpkin, a real jack-o'-lantern.
Do you guys like cut faces into your jack-o'-lanterns, or do you cut a design or something?
We do a more traditional one. We have done like the carvings where you use like a tool and just do a picture on it.
Oh, like a stencil?
Yeah, but I really like the traditional face. One year we did ghost face, and we've done some characters and things like that, but I really just like some kind of traditional face on a pumpkin.
Yeah, like one with like a buck tooth or something on it.
Yeah.
I remember in high school, I think it was like my sophomore year of high school, the Human Centipede movie was really, really big. So
Oh, hold on. I'm just going to tell the family this bit of information. Jacob tried to talk his partners into doing the Human Centipede as a costume.
As a thruple's costume, okay? What else other kind of thruple costume can you put together? It's in
M&M's.
No,
crayons.
No, that's not cool enough. I thought
Skittles.
It would have been nice to just
Target, buggy, dog, and customer.
Oh, that'd be a good one. I think they immediately shot the idea down, which I don't understand.
I think that was a good idea. Shout out to the boys. Thank you for shutting that down.
Yeah, and stopping what would have been the greatest costumes probably you'll ever see. And the other issue is that up until they listen to this episode, they've yet to suggest any good thruple costume. I'm the only one that comes to it. So when we're brainstorming which ones we want to do, I go, well, the Human Centipede's still on the table.
Well, the costumes you all wore to the party were kind of phenomenal.
Well, thank you. But that's not the coup de grace. That's not what I wanted to. But what I was trying to say was me, my best friend Logan, and my twin Zach, we carved 3 separate...
you need to rephrase that, please, because I'm your best friend now, remember?
Yeah. My former best friend, Logan, and my twin brother, we carved 3 separate pumpkins that when they were side by side, it was the Human Centipede.
Yeah. You know what the worst thing about carving a pumpkin is?
What?
The guts.
Yeah. Do you bake it, the seeds?
We do. We actually pull all the seeds out and bake them and put a little salt on them and a little cayenne on them. And I've even done barbecue salt.
The fuck?
Not sauce, but salt.
I've always done like cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
My mom did that before.
Yeah, we do like a little bit of butter, cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, butter, cayenne. I like spicier things. You like sweet things.
Yeah. Have you seen my partners? Sweet sweeties. Dude, speaking of jack-o'-lanterns, do you know what the history of jack-o'-lanterns are?
A little bit, but what are you thinking?
Dude, so obviously did some research
You always do.
on jack-o'-lanterns because I thought it was kind of it's a strange kind of tradition, right? Especially when I was looking into it, I was like, food has always been historically pretty scarce for us as humanity has struggled with like making it through a long winter. So I was really curious as to why the practice of carving a food source had sort of been as popular as it is. Now, obviously, in today's society, it's way more popular. Actually, I would say it's probably on the decline. But, I think the heyday of like jack-o'-lantern carving was within the last 100 years. But, dude, the roots of it actually go really far back. The original jack-o'-lanterns were actually not pumpkins.
Right.
There were carvings of like rutabagas or turnips or this one vegetable. I seriously am going to struggle to pronounce it. It was called a mangel-wurzel. Mangel-wurzel.
I don't even know what you're trying to say.
It's like a squash type of thing. It looks like a turnip or a radish, Anyway, the original usage of these things, the ancient tribes, like the Celtic people, used to carve turnips and rutabagas into little effigies and little faces. The original jack-o'-lantern was actually inspired by the will-o'-wisps that would appear over peat bogs.
Yep.
So will-o'-wisps, for people who don't know, it's ignited swamp gas. It's usually like a methane type of thing. And jack-o'-lanterns were made to kind of like simulate that, but like in front of your house or on your property type of thing. It apparently also is tied to some sort of Irish legend of a dude named Stingy Jack. He was apparently like a drunkard who, in this folk story, bargained with Satan, and he lost the bargain. I think it was for his soul or something like that. And in the folklore...
That's all the devil bargains for.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess that is all he bargains for. He never asks for like cold cash, I've noticed in all the stories that I've looked up. But apparently it was kind of like a monkey paw wish. Stingy Jack was like, please don't take me to hell. Please don't take my soul. I just want to stay on the earth forever, right? And in that exact wording, the devil goes, you got it. And he's now doomed to roam the earth with only a hollowed out turnip with a little candle in it to light his way. So that's also like an origin story for jack-o'-lanterns. I think it's actually really cool because it wasn't until a bunch of like Irish and Scottish people immigrated here to America that the practice really took off. And not to put on a conspiracy hat or anything, but I mean...
It was already on.
I feel like Big Pumpkin probably like pushed this narrative.
I'm gonna cut you off for just a second. One of the things that you said when that you had done your research, and I had no doubt. I just want to point out that research was not homework.
No.
This is the kind of person he is. But I will also go on record as saying when you were in class, you did homework that wasn't even assigned.
Yeah.
And then wondered how to turn it in.
Oh, yeah. I did stuff like that all the time.
I also don't know if you've seen professional pumpkin carvers' art.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to have you come over here and look at this.
Okay.
There's this phenomenal artwork, and there's all kinds of like manic pumpkin and all that
Holy
actually
shit.
Yeah. That actually, like, this is David Bowie and a witch coming out of a pumpkin. And
that's the dude from The Shining breaking down the door. That's insane.
Isn't it? And look at this.
The amount of detail. It's not, so what I'm looking at, it's not just like, simple pumpkin carving. Some of these people have really like sculpted the meat and skin of the door.
It's an artist.
That is
Manic pumpkin.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's one of an Outback blooming onion. That's hilarious.
Yep. The onion is actually inside the pumpkin. In most cases, these are not carved all the way through. The depth of how much they carve is what causes the image to come out.
Man, the amount of detail in these things is insane. It makes mine look like a pile of crap.
Not advertising for YouTube, but we are on YouTube. Our podcast is on YouTube in the audio form right now, and we're looking down the road for maybe video. But Jacob, let me tell you some fun things to do.
Okay.
Go to YouTube and search professional pumpkin carving.
Professional pumpkin carving.
Yeah. You'll want to watch these at home, but you're going to be astounded at the art that they have. Okay, go on with your research.
Okay. I'm just going to bookmark that for later.
Yep.
Well, hey there, family. This is Melanie Alexander, the merchandising manager for the Ravens Vail Podcast Network. Would it support you or your family to make additional income without having to leave your job, buy inventory, build a team underneath you, or invest significant money up front? I have been listening to so many of you who need this type of relief in your lives without taking you away from your personal life and families even more than you already are. So I came up with a solution. I'm launching a new company, Creating Goodness, and are recruiting those who share a heart for supporting locally made and ethically sourced products. You'll be so excited to learn who our local vendors are. With a simple app on your phone and marketing materials provided for you, you will be set up for success to share this curated virtual gift shop with your friends, family, clients, church members, and anyone in your sphere of influence. They get to enter and exit through the gift shop that lives on your phone. You don't have to carry any inventory. You don't have to deal with shipping. We are not an MLM, so no building a team underneath you. All you do is share our carefully selected products with the people you care about, and you will get paid. You will also be supporting local small business owners who share the same values that we do about creating goodness in our world. We were noticing that big companies only use big influencers to sell their products. So we developed the technology for anyone, influencer or not, to be able to spread the word about quality products they love and get paid too. So if you're curious about making a little extra money, contact us at creatinggoodness.com. Thanks for listening, and always never underestimate the power of kindness. Bye.
So, dude, like a lot of the original like Halloween costumes back in the day, they're actually really creepy as shit. And so are these like carvings of like turnips and pumpkins. I think the orangeness and the yellowness of pumpkins kind of make it less scary. But dude, the turnips and, you know, like rutabagas that they would use, they're kind of like this like pasty pale, kind of like tannish color, almost like mummified skin. And it just makes it look so much freaking weirder.
Well,
right?
and when they were designing them back in the old days, they designed them for them to collapse. As they were rotting, the face was supposed to change.
God.
Yeah.
So when I was doing my research, I was looking into why they originally started carving these sort of faces, right? So in like Gaelic speaking regions, Halloween was originally called Samhain, which was like, you're familiar with it, I'm sure. It was like a festival before you head into the dark winter and everybody was supposed to have a good time. But the lanterns that they made were said to like represent either spirits or supernatural beings, or in a weird way, the light inside of it was supposed to ward off evil spirits, which I thought was kind of cool. So the practice of putting them in the windowsills, like we see quite often like Hollywood, and when some people still do it now, it was supposed to be kind of like a spiritual stop sign for an evil spirit trying to get into your house. They would see the jack-o'-lantern and it would go, whoa, 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 can't do it.
Yeah.
Also, one of the suggestions that I saw in early Europe, as this picked up more and more steam for people carving these things, the Christians obviously took the tradition and said, no, here's what it's really supposed to mean. It was said that they were representing the spirits stuck in purgatory, right? Because apparently Halloween is also the eve of All Saints Day, which is November the 1st. So I thought that was kind of fun. I think that if you want to, you can look around at some of the older carvings of it, which I think is super, super cool. Again, they're really, really creepy. And what's cool is that some of the gourds that they ended up finding, right, they were like preserved in peat. So they were pretty well like kind of mummified and look even creepier.
Yeah. Some of these pictures are just grotesque.
One thing that I found in my research, by the way, too, is that apparently on October the 21st in 2006, Keene, New Hampshire was like this location of a huge event with a company called the Life is Good Company. And they teamed up with a nonprofit called Camp Sunshine. It was a camp for like children who were battling life-threatening illnesses. And they teamed up with them and their families, and they broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the most jack-o'-lanterns simultaneously lit.
Yep.
Right? And the total number was 30,128 jack-o'-lanterns. There was another attempt on October the 31st in 2011. It had an unofficial count of 30,919 being simultaneously lit, but apparently it didn't follow the Guinness Book of World Records regulations. So.
Yeah. So I want to go back to something you said. The company that you referenced, you acted like you didn't know who they were. Life is Good.
Mm-hmm.
You've not seen the Life is Good t-shirts?
Oh, with like the dog and like the simple stick figures.
Yeah,
and
all
stuff.
of those. Yeah. Yes, I actually met Bert and John Jacobs, two brothers that founded the company, and met them at a conference.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a connect. Well, they seem like a really awesome company.
They do
for doing
all
this.
kinds of good stuff.
And completely kind of tangibly related. I just read that Salty Dog is going out of business, which is interesting because I used to see those things everywhere. But yeah, so sorry. Yeah, that's all I've got about jack-o'-lanterns. I thought that'd be fun for us to talk about.
Well, our second topic is fun for some people. For others, not so fun. We're going to be talking about Halloween pranks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going, since I'm the senior here,
Okay.
I'm going to talk about some pranks from when I was younger, things I heard. Some of them I participated in, and I'll talk about those. And then you've got some really weird ones. So first one I'm going to talk about is I grew up in a small country town.
Yeah.
And people thought it was fun to put a log across the road on a dirt road and set it on fire.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why, but that was one of the pranks that would happen. Now, I neither confirm nor deny this next one. We would find where our teachers lived, and obviously this was before 2020. Okay. And we would go out and we would toilet paper their entire house, the trees, everything. It would look like it had snowed. I can remember my friend Steve and AC and a couple other people, Jesse and everybody. We would go buy toilet paper for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
Well, you stores would know what you were doing if you were buying it all at once. So we would go out and just plaster the whole place. I'm not going to say any of the teachers' names, but there were other people doing this too. So nobody ever knew who exactly it was.
Oh my God.
Now, I didn't really participate in this one because I thought I've always been one of those people who never liked to waste food.
Yeah.
But there were people who would go around and they would pelt houses with eggs.
I knew people that would do that stuff too. Yeah.
Then I will neither confirm nor deny that I have done this one, but soaping windows, where you take a bar of soap and you just white out the windows of the house, may have happened, may not have happened. But some of the pranks that I thought were the most fun involved scaring people.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you've heard about clowns on the side of the road and all that. Back before that was popular, myself and a couple of next door neighbors would dress up like clowns and walk over to a little area beyond our neighborhood. And we would stand off in the woods at different points with axes.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Yes. I will take credit for that. The couple others that I have, we faked a seance one night. We had an elaborate scheme set up. We had I'm just going to say it. We had this jerk that nobody liked.
Word.
And I tried to be kind and courteous and all that, but in the end, we set up a fake seance.
Oh my God.
We were in Steve's garage,
Mm-hmm.
and we had speakers set up, and we had neighbor girls who were not in the seance who were hiding, and they were like whispering into microphones and everything. We scared the crap out of him. And then probably the most prankish thing. My brother and I used to think it was just hilarious to set up like a scary scene on the front porch, which involved like a farmer sitting there or a pumpkin head sitting in a chair, right? And putting the bowl of candy right next to us and having their hands on the chair. And when a kid would reach in to get candy, reaching out, not actually grabbing their hand, but reaching out like we were going to grab their hand and make like sounds, and just to watch. And they would all, we would always let them know, no, we're just joking, know.
I've been got by that a few times growing up. Yeah, like somebody dressed up as a scarecrow. You think it's just a scarecrow on the porch, and then you walk up there and they go,
Especially if you had 2 or 3 scarecrows on the front porch. We did that one year.
Oh my God. I actually participated in a couple of Halloween pranks. The most memorable one, I want to say too, as a preface, we don't condone anybody doing vandalism.
Yeah, nobody should do any of this. You shouldn't scare people. You set people on a life course of being a phasmophobe by scaring people.
Turns out this is like my origin story, like Batman. Yeah. I remember we were hanging out with a group of people on Halloween, and we were having a party. We were in high school, and I don't know where me and Zach got this idea. I think it was from our older brother. He had told us about it, so we were like, guys, it'd be really funny. We should prank some drivers that go by, right? And it was at nighttime, so it was dark, and we were at a house. It was kind of out in the country type of thing, and we took duct tape, and we made a giant loop, so that way we could stick duct tape to the road, and then another sticky side would be exposed, pointing up. And we did like 4 or 5 strips of this that were about 3 feet long, and we placed them down on the road roughly where somebody's tires would go, right? And then we spray painted it black. And we set up, we're kind of like in the middle of this yard under the cover of night. We're waiting. Finally, we see some headlights off in the distance. And it's traveling in the lane that we set our little tape trap up. This car runs over it. And if you've never experienced it, I have. When you drive over that duct tape, it pulls your car, like it lurches really hard. And then the tape gets sucked up into the wheel well. And it sounds like either your tire has blown up or it's fallen off of your vehicle. Now, it doesn't actually damage the vehicle. It just creates a huge bundle of mess. So this car runs over it. We start dying laughing. We're high-fiving each other. This car stops. And before the driver gets out, he turns on the cop lights. It was a freaking sheriff.
Oh, my God.
That was heading home that night or something like that. And, of course, we all start running. Like, oh, crap, So we run back into the house. The cop, again, there was like 2 houses on either side that were a couple 100 feet away. So obviously this cop sees a bunch of yelling kids run into the house. Dude, the parents of that kid who we were staying at his house for that party, we got in so much trouble. We had to go out there and cut all the duct tape off of the squad car tires. The cop was talking about how he was going to charge us for vandalism against government property, this and the other thing. And this is the most fucked up part for us that I think was justice in a way. Because we had spray painted the tape black so you couldn't see it, we were covered in wet paint for days afterwards. Like, it dried. That was like the funniest thing we did.
Young man, did you learn your lesson?
Unfortunately, I did. I definitely did.
You vandalizer.
It was hilarious for about 40 seconds till the lights came on.
Yeah. So, Jacob, are you ready for your Would You Rather question?
Always am.
Would you rather always wear formal clothes or always have to wear pajamas?
Well, some of the people that live around here have already answered this question for themselves.
They have.
It's always like, and maybe it's the Halloween season made me think of this, but I feel like I see it year round where they're always wearing like Nightmare Before Christmas pajama bottoms when they go to Walmart.
Well, I was going to say you're going to see a lot of pajamas at Walmart. I never see them at Target.
Yeah, that's true.
Another reason I go to Target.
So I guess I would say formal clothes because I think it would be pretty. It's more acceptable if I'm wearing like a nice button-up shirt and a tie if I'm going to massage somebody. But if I walk in wearing Family Guy PJs, like, yeah, it's probably not going to go well.
Yep.
All right, I got one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather have a home with a beautiful garden,
Yes.
but no internet,
No.
or a home with the fastest internet available, but with no outdoor space?
I have that.
You do?
Right now, we have the fastest internet available in our area.
You guys got fiber?
No, we're getting ready to get it, but I'm saying from the cast,
Yeah.
we have the fastest they have, and we have no outdoor space.
You have that like hellacious backyard that's basically a hill.
Hill? Yeah, it's a steep incline hill and about 6 feet of flat space.
Jeez. Well,
Yeah.
so there you go.
I don't really have a choice in this. I already have the fast internet and the no outdoor space. That's one of the reasons we're wanting to move.
Ed, are you ready for your dad joke today?
Do I have a choice?
No, you don't.
I didn't
Here
think
you
so.
go.
Okay.
What kind of music do mummies listen to?
I know this one.
What is it?
Rap music.
No. And that concludes the 4th episode of our Ravens Vail Cauldron Halloween special. We trust you enjoyed today's glimpse into the enchanted world of Halloween. With the veil between worlds at its thinnest this time of year, stay vigilant. Phantoms could be just around the corner. A huge thanks to all of our listeners. May your nights overflow with more treats than tricks, and may the thrill of Halloween stay with you. Until tomorrow, stay spooky, stay safe, and keep the Halloween spirit alive in your hearts.
Now, family, you adults have a few chores to do. Go on over to ravensvail.com and see about doing your chores on social media. Follow us on all the social media platforms that we've made available just for you folks. Like, listen, subscribe, and follow wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you don't mind, leave us a good rating and a kind comment. You can find the Ravens Vail Cauldron Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Just search for the Ravens Vail Cauldron Podcast and make sure you hit that follow button to stay up to date on our latest episodes.
And family, don't forget to tell your friends about us, won't you?
So until tomorrow, family, happy Halloween.
The Ravens Vail Cauldron is a production of Small Raven Media. Today's episode was hosted by Ed Bolden-Greer with co-host Jacob Garner. Audio engineering and sound design by Nick Devan at Nicky D Sound. Copyrighted 2024, Small Raven Media. All rights reserved.